Subway is closing more stores in this country. The chain says it will shut down about 500 of them this year. Subway closed hundreds more over the last 2 years. The chain's sales dropped.
They say trust is the secret ingredient in every meal. But what happens when a restaurant breaks that trust? Millions of people are walking away from Subway. And the reason isn't just about taste or price. Something inside the system is quietly driving customers out. Could the very thing that made Subway famous now be the reason it's losing loyal fans? Let's break it down in today's video. Note, this video is an independent analysis based on public sources. It does not represent any organization or political stance. We encourage you to think critically and share your thoughts in the comments. The first cracks showed when the iconic $5 footlong vanished. Subway built an empire on that deal, radio ads, TV spots, that unforgettable jingle. Then one day it was gone, leaving customers asking what else had changed behind the counter. Back in 2008, the $5 footlong flipped the fast food world. Any sandwich, anytime, just $5, no tricks, no fine print. It was simple, brilliant, and impossible to resist. Customers went wild. Lines stretched out the door, newcomers became regulars, and sales skyrocketed nationwide. For years, the $5 footlong wasn't just a promotion. It was Subway's identity. It felt like a money-printing machine, disguised as a sandwich shop. But behind the counter, franchise owners were bleeding. Making a full sandwich with bread, meat, cheese, and veggies often cost more than $5. Add wages, rent, and utilities, and every sale dug them deeper into debt. The more popular the deal, the worse it got. Some stores lost thousands every month. It was like running a lemonade stand, where every cup sold pushed you further into the red. Corporate Subway was trapped between two angry crowds, customers demanding cheap food and owners drowning in losses. Something had to give, and it wasn't going to be the customer's wallet. By 2012, the deal started disappearing. No announcement. No farewell ad. One day your sandwich was $5. The next it was $8 or $9. Loyal customers felt betrayed. College students who budgeted $5 for lunch suddenly needed double. Families who relied on cheap dinners looked elsewhere. Office workers abandoned their daily routine. Millions never came back. Even when Subway tried reviving the deal, $5 footlongs for a month or $6 versions as a compromise, the damage was done. Customers had learned a hard lesson. Once a company breaks your trust, it's nearly impossible to win it back. That betrayal left scars. People began questioning everything else about Subway, noticing details they once ignored. The $5 footlong wasn't just food, it was a promise. And Subway had broken it. But price wasn't the only change. Remember when fresh bread baked daily was proudly displayed on Subway signs? Customers expected bakery-style loaves, warm and soft. Instead, most locations were using frozen dough shipped from warehouses, thawed overnight, then baked in ovens closer to microwaves than real bakery equipment. It was like calling yourself a chef because you can reheat leftovers. The result? Bread that was dense, chewy, and flat-tasting. Over time, people noticed their sandwiches didn't taste the same. And it didn't stop there. The meat had its own secrets. Subway's chicken and turkey were injected with salt water to bulk up weight. A 6-ounce serving might only contain 4 ounces of real meat and 2 ounces of flavored water. To customers, that meant paying more for less actual protein. Another quiet trick hidden behind the counter. Piece by piece, the cracks grew wider. A vanished deal. Bread that didn't taste fresh. Meat that wasn't what it seemed. What started as small disappointments turned into a broken bond of trust. And once trust is gone, it's hard to ever get it back. What if the food you thought was fresh turned out to be anything but? Customers walked into Subway expecting crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and crunchy peppers. But what they often got looked like it had been sitting for days. Lettuce wilted under heat lamps, tomatoes turned watery, and peppers went soft. Ordering a fresh salad started to feel like eating vegetables that had already given up. Soon, complaints flooded online. Photos of soggy lettuce, rubbery meat, and bread that tasted like cardboard spread across review sites. Customers were paying more, but getting less. Social media piled on with viral posts of moldy veggies and stale bread. For a company that built its name on fresh, the reality looked anything but. Then came the scandal that shook the chain's reputation to its core. Subway bread was found to contain the same chemical used in yoga mats. In 2013, headlines exploded with the revelation that azotocarbonamide, a substance used to make rubber products, was also keeping Subway bread soft and white. Memes, late-night jokes, and viral stories compared sandwiches to exercise mats. Subway eventually removed the chemical, but the damage to trust was already done. Next, the infamous tuna lawsuits made national news. Multiple tests claimed no trace of tuna DNA was found in Subway's tuna salad. To customers, it felt like ordering fish and getting mystery meat. Even though Subway denied the claims, the idea stuck. Every headline raised the same unsettling question. What's really in these sandwiches? Health scandals added more fuel to the fire. Independent tests revealed some footlongs had more sodium than an entire bag of chips, over 2,000 milligrams in a single sandwich. Parents who thought they were choosing a healthy option for their kids realized they had been misled. But the worst blow came in 2015 when Subway's longtime spokesperson, once the face of the brand, was convicted on shocking criminal charges. Overnight, the wholesome image Subway had spent years building collapsed. Every ad, every sandwich, every visit reminded customers of the scandal. Trust in the brand seemed beyond repair. Beyond scandals, everyday experiences at Subway pushed customers away. Walk in during lunch rush, and you'd often see one overworked employee try to serve 20 people. Orders got rushed, ingredients forgotten, and service felt robotic. High turnover made things worse. Most workers quit within months, leaving new hires barely trained to handle the rush. One employee might pile on vegetables, while another would count out lettuce leaves like gold coins. Getting the same sandwich twice was nearly impossible. Managers, under pressure to cut costs, often told employees to skimp on portions, thinner meat, less cheese, fewer toppings. Customers noticed immediately. Arguments at the counter grew common, and videos of portion disputes spread online. Instead of eat fresh, the reality became inconsistent service, shrinking portions, and food that felt anything but fresh. With every scandal, lawsuit, and disappointing sandwich, Subway's reputation unraveled piece by piece, until millions of customers simply walked away. Subway was once the king of sandwiches, but behind the counters, a storm was brewing that would eventually drive customers and franchise owners away. Poor training and high employee turnover made consistent service nearly impossible. Many customers avoided peak hours just to escape the chaos, yet quality still depended on whoever happened to be working that day. These weren't isolated problems. They reflected a broken system. Owning a Subway franchise used to feel like a smart bet, low startup costs, a famous name, and a proven model. But reality hit hard. Endless fees, franchise costs, royalties, ad fund contributions, equipment leases ate into profits. For many owners, more money flowed back to corporate than into their own pockets. It felt less like business ownership and more like paying rent for the illusion of success. The real betrayal came with territory rights. Subway allowed new restaurants to open dangerously close to existing ones, forcing owners who invested their life savings to compete with another Subway across the street. Corporate didn't care. More stores meant more fees. Owners, meanwhile, watched their sales collapse overnight. As competition intensified, owners felt abandoned. Equipment failures took weeks to fix. Marketing solutions came in the form of expensive packages that rarely boosted sales. Complaints about declining profits were met with cold advice: work longer hours or sell. The relationship between corporate and franchisees had become openly hostile. Under crushing financial pressure, many cut corners: cheaper ingredients, fewer staff, smaller portions. Customers noticed. The downward spiral ended with shuttered stores, bankruptcies, and shattered dreams. Some owners even turned to lawsuits, while others left the brand entirely. Meanwhile, rivals were rewriting the rules of fast casual dining. Chipotle championed fresh, antibiotic-free ingredients. Panera elevated bread, soups, and salads into cafe-style experiences. Jersey Mike's piled on real portions with fresher bread, while Firehouse Subs won hearts with hot sandwiches and a mission to support first responders. Subway, in comparison, looked outdated. By 2021, delivery data showed Subway orders down 30%, while competitors surged. Younger customers dismissed Subway as stale, preferring burrito bowls, hot sandwiches, and meals made right in front of them. Social media amplified the trend, leaving Subway out of the conversation entirely. What once looked like innovation, assembly line subs, now felt mechanical and cold. Competitors weren't just stealing customers, they were redefining expectations. Better flavors, fresher ingredients, warmer atmospheres. Subway couldn't keep up. The result? A brand that once dominated the market became an afterthought. Unless drastic changes are made, Subway's decline may not just continue. It may become irreversible. This was just the beginning. Hit that subscribe button and buckle up. Digital Garage has so much more in store.